Welcome. This is The Shipper. On today's edition, strategic security takes center stage as Nigerian Shippers Council hosts high-level visits from the Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy and the Port Authority Police Western Command at its headquarters in Lagos. The message is clear: stronger partnerships, safer waters, and more efficient port operations for Nigeria's maritime domain. We will also bring you fresh signals shaping conversations across the local and global maritime landscape in our Titbits segments. Stay with us, the tide is turning and the shipper sails on after the break.
For more than 5 decades, we have empowered and protected the interests of shippers in the nation's maritime industry. Our focus is to facilitate trade, regulate tariffs and rates, as well as handle shippers' complaints on cargo losses, damage and non-delivery. We offer dispute resolution mechanism for shipping and trade disputes between shippers and service providers. We are Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator, your gateway to a thriving maritime sector. Nigerian Shippers Council will meet you at the port of your need.
Welcome back. You are watching The Shipper, your strategic window into Nigeria's maritime industry, proudly brought to you by Nigerian Shippers Council, the nation's port economic regulator. I am Victoria Yavala. Security in the maritime space isn't just about presence, it is about precision, because when strategy meets coordination, cargo doesn't just move, it moves smarter. Delays reduce, confidence rises, trade expands, and the blue economy shifts from ambition to acceleration. In 2 separate high-level engagements, the Western Naval Command and the Port Authority Police signaled a stronger operational alliance with Nigerian Shippers Council, strengthening safety architecture while clearing the path for more seamless cargo movements across Nigeria's ports. Stronger partnerships, sharper oversight, and faster flow. Here's the report compiled by our correspondent and presented by Lucy Yambi.
In the architecture of modern trade, maritime security is no longer a background function. It is a central pillar of efficiency, investor confidence, and seamless cargo flow. It was this strategic intersection between security and commerce that shaped discussions during a high-level courtesy visit by the flag officer commanding Western Naval Command to the Nigerian Shippers Council in Lagos. Welcoming the delegation, the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Council, Dr. Akuta Pius MON, emphasized that with over 90% of global cargo transported by sea, safeguarding Nigeria's maritime domain remains vital to economic stability and growth. He noted that the ongoing reforms by the Council, including efforts to reduce cargo dwell time, deepen stakeholder engagement, promote port automation, and implement the national single window, will require sustained maritime security support.
In the last 2 years that I have been here, this will be the 3rd FOC I'll be dealing with. And I know that the partnership has been very fruitful. Today, again, I know we are strengthening that partnership through your coming on board. We are very grateful to the partnership and the result that it has provided for us. Ours is a stakeholder agency. We engage a lot with stakeholders, even as much as we are a regulator in the industry. We also engage stakeholders a lot. So we receive complaints from stakeholders, complaints arising from inefficiencies in the sector. So in the last 2 years, we have been promoting innovations in the sector that will promote efficiency and reduce cargo dwell time, for instance, and insecurity issues around the port corridor. And we know that you have been doing well in this regard, in that collaboration. We can only urge you to continue to partner with us in this regard so that whatever we do, we go to the core of trade facilitation and improve trade activities in Nigeria. Today, we are under the African Free Continental Trade Area Agreement, meaning that Nigeria needs to double our efforts in this game to be able to capture African market and participate fully in the development of the African market today. And the role of the Navy is very crucial in this regard. We talk about surcharges arising from the war risk zone. We know the efforts you have made over the past few years, that we have recorded 0 piracy on our high seas for a very long time now, for so many years now. We are making efforts to see how Nigeria can be taken off the list so that we impact positively on the cost of freight within our trade corridor. But we need you to also work closely with us on this.
In his remarks, the flag officer commanding Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy, Rear Admiral Abubakar Mustafa, describes the visit as timely in strengthening collaboration between maritime regulation and naval operations. He pointed out that security and regulation must function together, emphasizing that without security, ships will not come in, and if ships do not come in, there will be nothing to regulate.
Blue shipping helps in the reduction of carbon footprint and allowing our environment safer. This also attracts some revenue to the country when you look at debt to nature swap. So the aggregate of all these things and the innovation you're bringing to the table in collaboration with relevant agencies like the MPA and NIMASA is laudable, and we congratulate you and thank you for that. Where order and strong regulation, which you represent, come together, then development is the result, because blue economy will thrive. So, having said that, the security is our own tough maritime security. You know, the Western Naval Command covers from the border with Benin Republic to the entire western maritime domain of the country. And since assumption of command as the 46th Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, I have, launched several operations, one of which is the exercise Omi Aileo, in Yoruba means calm waters. We've done Safe Ember, because we know that during the Ember months, we have criminalities happening in the waterways, so we deployed more assets at sea, which has yielded positive results. We also did the CASI, which is the Chief of Naval Staff Annual Sea Inspection Exercise, which fielded over 16 ships. And I want to also mention that the Navy has recapitalized its fleet. We have the largest fleet in the sub-region, almost topping the entire region. And the Navy is even looking forward to more acquisition. What this means is that we are going to better dominate the maritime space, because if we are able to achieve that, even better than what we're doing today, regulations or regulatory agencies like you would have more effect, more impetus. And otherwise, without security, trade would not come in, ships would not come in, so you're not going to regulate nobody. So I want to assure you of Nigerian Navy's commitment to actually ramping up these operations, especially within our ports, rivers, and channel approaches.
In an interview with the shipper, both the Executive Secretary and the Rear Admiral shared their perspectives on deepening maritime partnerships.
Over 90% of international trade cargo movement is done by sea, which Navy handles the security aspect. And we are committed to this partnership because as the economic regulator of the port, we consider Navy as one of the major critical stakeholders in what we do. Regulatory activities would never stop. We keep on rebranding and renewing ourselves. But you know that one of the major aspects that we are considering is automation of our systems. You know that the National Single Window will kick off this year, sometimes in March. And we are committed to being a very principal committed partner to the National Single Window, whereby we're thinking of automation of most of the systems to bring about efficiency in the sector. Our regulatory functions is to create efficiency in this sector to be able to achieve the $1 trillion economy by 2030, as promised by Mr. President.
Piracy has reduced to the barest minimum in our waters. And just like I said, there is a layered approach. We are going to leverage technology and intelligence. We are going to ensure that more vessels are at sea, especially at the hotspots, designated hotspots, to deny the criminals freedom of action. These are the basic things we're doing. And we also have maritime domain awareness facilities, that's sensors, which is technology too, which will give us early warning of any activities in our waters.
Just when the focus on port efficiency seemed anchored, The spotlight shifted as the Port Authority police made their move. Discussions during this separate engagement centered on strengthening intelligence sharing and coordinated efforts to ease cargo movement within the port corridor. The Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Akuta Pius MON, emphasized the need for better interagency coordination, noting that improved synergy between regulatory and security agencies will help eliminate unnecessary disruptions and ensure seamless cargo movement.
As you deal with criminal elements operating within that sector, deal with them in accordance with your mandate, we are enforcing our regulatory elements for compliance, and all of that will lead to the overall efficiency of the sector. Strategically, I would like to say that we need to develop a joint SOP defining our various roles and how we can integrate into one another's role to guarantee that efficiency and procedures in handling cases within that sector. And also, we must establish a joint liaison desk within the command and us here. So you can give us someone, we'll also give you someone, that when we have issues like this, we can deal with them on the spot, so that any delay, delay for any maritime dispute will lead to a lot of loss of revenue, a lot of loss of money, which will also impact negatively on the economy. We may also look at implementing a structured monthly coordination meeting, so that every month we can meet to, within the auspices of that little coordination that we put together, or that liaison desk that we put together, to see what are the issues, what is the feedback from the users of the port services regarding our functions. And then we can also create a secured information or intelligence sharing platform sort of through that medium still. So if we have any intelligence that we can share with you that will guarantee, quick response in order for things not to degenerate, we can do that. And then we can also set up a training mechanism where our operations can jointly receive this kind of trainings that will help strengthen stakeholder engagement sessions.
The Commissioner of Police, Western Command, Oluwatoyin Agbaminoja, assured of the police's readiness to enhance cooperation in tackling emerging security threats within the port system, while remaining committed to supporting lawful port operations and ensuring a safe environment for all port users.
Your mandates as the port economic regulators align closely with our own responsibility of providing a secure, conducive, and safe environment for operations, trade facilitation, and the protection of critical national infrastructures. As the Port Authority Police Western Command, we remain committed to proactive policing, intelligence-led operations, and effective collaboration with all maritime stakeholders. We recognize that sustainable port security cannot be achieved in isolation, but through continuous partnership, information sharing, and mutual understanding. This command will continue to support the Nigerian Shippers Council in the discharge of its statutory responsibilities, particularly in areas relating to dispute resolution, cargo movement, port users protection, and the enforcement of lawful activities within the port environment. We are also open to exploring areas where security strategies can be aligned to address emerging threats and operational challenges within the maritime sectors. Let me assure you that under my leadership, the command will prioritize professionalism, responsiveness, and stakeholders' engagement. We remain resolute in our determination to uphold the rule of law while fostering an atmosphere that encourages investment, efficiency, and economic growth in the port.
Both engagements ended with a shared commitment to sustained collaboration aimed at enhancing port competitiveness, improving trade flow, and strengthening Nigeria's maritime economy.
With regulators and security agencies working hand in hand, the nation's maritime sector is not just responding to challenges, It's charting a course for growth, efficiency, and a stronger blue economy. Let's join Maria Uwekule on our Titbits segment.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Titbits on the Shipper. I'm Maria Uwekule, bringing the latest developments and key updates shaping the maritime sector. Stay tuned as we navigate the top stories and spotlight the issues making waves across the industry. Let's dive in. The Nigerian Shippers Council has once again demonstrated its regulatory strength with the successful resolution of a high-profile cargo dispute involving a damaged luxury vehicle. In a case that highlights the importance of oversight in cargo handling, the Council secured the replacement of a damaged 2018 Mercedes-Benz with a superior 2018 AMG GLE 43, ensuring the consignee recorded no financial loss. At a stakeholder meeting, the ES CEO of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Pius Akuta MON, who was represented by the Head Complaints Unit, Dr. Bashir Ambi, commended the terminal operator for his cooperation and transparency throughout the resolution process. He noted that the outcome sends a clear message that accountability remains non-negotiable within Nigeria's port operations. Upon receiving a formal complaint, the Nigerian Shippers Council intervened under its mandate as port economic regulator, engaging all relevant parties, reviewing documentation and establishing liability. The matter was resolved without delay, leading to an upgraded replacement vehicle for the importer. Dr. Ambi emphasized that beyond the individual case, the resolution reinforces confidence in the Council's complaints and redress mechanism and reaffirms its zero-tolerance stance on negligence.
On behalf of the Executive Secretary, CEO Akuta Pius Ukema, the Chief Executive of Nigerian Shippers Council, we wish to once again formally hand over the key to Mercedes GLE, which the case has been on since last year. To the glory of God, Shippers Council has, successfully secured back the complainant Mercedes-Benz at no cost. In line with our regulatory powers and complaint resolution, and on behalf of the Chief Executives whose directives we are acting upon, we wish to formally hand over the key to the owner. On behalf of the Nigerian Shippers Council, we hereby hand over the key of the Mercedes to the complainant.
At the official handover ceremony, the beneficiary described the moment as a day of joy, expressing gratitude for the Council's swift intervention. He explained that the incident occurred in June 2025 and that after filing a complaint, the Council took charge of the process. He praised the professionalism and efficiency of the mediation, noting that it came at no cost to him and spared him what could have been years of litigation.
They did their best. I appreciate them. They did their best because it's not easy. Even it was yesterday, I even got to know that they were not even the ones actually responsible. It was someone who is not even a staff of their company. I don't know how the key got into the person's hand, but whatever, they did wonderfully well. They tried. I appreciate them sincerely because it's not easy. This is millions of naira to replace what you didn't eat. I appreciate them. I appreciate the council. I appreciate everyone. You guys' patience, and at times I call Dr. Bash 5 times a day and he answers me. There's never been a time that he'll be like, this Mr. Man, yes, I know it is your money, it is your goods, but allow me to rest. He has really never. I'm not saying it because I'm here, but that is the truth. He has really never answered me with tiredness or exhaustion. I appreciate the council excellently, sincerely speaking.
The handover formally closed the matter after nearly a year. A resolution that not only restored value to the consignee, but also strengthened trust in Nigeria's maritime regulatory framework. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, it is another clear reminder that when disputes arise at the ports, there is a system in place to ensure fairness, accountability, and protection for cargo owners. We encourage you to follow our social media pages at NG Shippers on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for more of our latest events, updates, and information. Let's now check our complaints register for the week. Seven complaints were received, 3 were resolved, and 4 are still ongoing. The types of complaints include excess demurrage, vehicle vandalism, unjust collateral bill, refusal to issue invoice, unlawful truck detention, refusal to accept empty containers, and escalation of inland transportation costs. We continue to urge stakeholders in the maritime industry to visit the Council's website on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng for more information on our services or to report any complaints. And now, global maritime news. Abu Dhabi Ports Group has acquired the Spanish shipyard through its subsidiary Safin Dry Docks as part of its international expansion plans. The shipyard, located in the Basque region near Bilbao, will be renamed Balenciaga Shipyard. It provides shipbuilding repair services and is known for building specialized vessels used in offshore wind farms, including service operation vessels. It also builds research and support vessels. The acquisition strengthens AD Ports Group's presence in Spain and the wider Mediterranean region. It also supports the company's strategy to grow its offshore services business, particularly in the offshore wind sector. AD Ports Group recently announced a partnership with Mazda to support offshore wind projects in Europe. Safin Dry Docks is expected to play a key role in delivering vessels and services for these projects. AD Ports Group's maritime division and focuses on ship repair, maintenance, and offshore-related services. That wraps up this week's edition of Tidbits on the Shipper. Thank you for staying with us.
For more than 5 decades, we have empowered and protected the interests of shippers in the nation's maritime industry. Our focus is to facilitate trade, regulate tariffs and rates, as well as handle shippers' complaints on cargo losses, damage and non-delivery. We offer dispute resolution mechanism for shipping and trade disputes between shippers and service providers. We are Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator, your gateway to a thriving maritime sector. Nigerian Shippers Council will meet you at the port of your need.
Progress in the maritime sector is often measured not just by policy discussions, but by practical outcomes. From strengthened collaboration with security agencies to successful resolution of stakeholder concerns, including the replacement of a damaged vehicle through the Council's complaints unit, the emphasis remains on accountability, efficiency, and improved service delivery across Nigeria's ports. Thank you for watching The Shipper today. I am Victoria Yavala. Connect with us, share your thoughts, and join the conversation at NG Shippers. Have a fantastic week ahead and keep sailing with us.